All right. I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Wadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned the truth from the words of truth through the spirit of power, through the spirit and power, Salakia, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and salutations other to the elect. All right, I want to start this lesson in the book of Matthew 24. Let's see. Matthew 24, let's start at Matthew chapter 24. Let's start at verse 3. And it says, this is talking about the Lord, who people ignorantly call Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew. It says, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, because he had 12 disciples. The people that followed him, they came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Because the Lord, Yahweh Shai, told them about what would happen, as we get closer and closer to the day of the Lord. The Lord Yahweh Shai told them about what would happen in the latter times, you see. Verse 4, it says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, or I am anointed, or Hamashiach, and shall deceive many, you see, which you have that going on now. You have many false anointeds and false, prophets, and people claiming to be the Lord himself. They're rising up and they're deceiving many in today's world. So you have that going on now. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We're hearing about different wars and rumors of wars. That's going on now also. The main topic is the U.S. going to war with Iran, you see, which eventually a rumor is going to come within 1 year, and another rumor, you see, is going to all lead to these other nations hating America, which is Babylon the Great, and destroying it. So that's just, wars and rumors of wars are just is going to lead towards World War III, or that third woe that's mentioned in Revelations. But the point is that's one of the prophecies that's going on now. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. So we're hearing about wars and rumors of wars. If you've been watching the news over the past years, you would have heard different wars and rumors of wars. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, you see. So prophecy has to be fulfilled in order for us to move to the next stage of prophecy. Prophecy has to be fulfilled in stages. You see, one prophecy has to come before the other. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, which we're leading towards that now. And it says, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places, which that's happening now also. An earthquake just happened somewhere. I can't remember where it was. All right, verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. And then let's get to the point of this lesson. Let's skip down to verse 12. It says, and there shall be, Salakia, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So in today's society, in the latter days, iniquity is abounding. Just about everywhere you look, everywhere you go, everything you see is iniquity, which is what? Sin upon sin, continual sinning. It says the love of many is going to wax cold. So people are going to be heartless out here in the last days, which is why you have situations like this happen. Let's play this. Well, let me play this video. The title says, soda poured into water cup led to a shooting inside West Palm Beach Taco Bell. So because iniquity shall abound in the last days, or in the latter days, the love of many is going to wax cold. All right, let's play the video. Salakia.
I'm Jim Grimes. Our top story tonight, new video showing the moment a West Palm Beach Taco Bell employee fired a gun at customers.
2 people were hurt, one grazed by a bullet and the other injured in the scuffle. We asked CBS 12 News reporter Katie Benty to find out more about the motive. She joins us live tonight. Katie?
Liz and Jim, standing outside the Taco Bell here, you can actually still see the damage just over my shoulder. There's a window boarded up after police say an employee started shooting at customers. And can you believe this is all over an argument about a water cup? Inside this West Palm Beach Taco Bell Monday, an argument, then chaos. A customer hits record as an employee appears to come from behind the counter with a gun. Investigators say that employee is 20-year-old Damari Patterson, racking the gun, then swinging it, striking a woman before a shot fires. Detectives say Patterson then followed the group outside, firing again as they tried to escape. And the newly released police report has details about how this started. The customers were asking for water cups, then filling them with soda. Police say 2 people sustained minor injuries, drove themselves to the hospital. We know one, a woman, was very close to being shot.
One individual was grazed during that altercation.
24 hours later, the suspect in front of a judge, charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And records show this isn't the first time a heated argument turned violent. In 2024, deputies say Patterson pulled a knife during a dispute at home. Meanwhile, back at Taco Bell, the doors are open, people are coming in for food. I spoke with some customers who aren't bothered by the violence. They say they know it can happen anywhere, including fast food restaurants.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that it would happen. The world we live in today, it makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense because iniquity is abounding in the world you live in today. You see? So that's the norm. Love of many's waxing cold. That's the norm in today's society.
It's not a problem. I know things happen.
Now, this issue with customers taking free water cups and filling them up over at the soda fountain is actually a real problem for so many restaurants. In fact, some companies say that it's added to their overall operating costs to the point where they've now had to increase prices. Now, as far as Taco Bell goes, there's no sort of company-wide policy on how they handle free water cups, but it's up to each individual location to decide how to address it. Live in West Palm Beach, I'm Katie Benty, CBS 12 News.
You see, so situations like this is gonna happen a lot more as we get closer and closer to the return of Yahushua, our Lord. You see, but you're gonna have that happen to the wicked that are in today's society. Let's end with this scripture in the book of 2nd Esdras. This is 2nd Esdras, Salakia. Let me fix the lighting. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 8. Let's start at verse 50 to get to the point. It says, and this is, if you read this chapter, it talks about how the angel Uriel spoke to Ezra about what would happen in the last days. And he got a lot of information from the angel Uriel about the times, or how the times will be like in the latter days. So let's get to the point. This is verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the latter times. So like it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times, when the latter times now, shall dwell in the world because they walk in great pride, you see. So that's why that incident at Taco Bell happened to those people that got, wounded. Let's see. Salakia. It says, I think it said 2 people got wounded. Let's listen to it again.
Hospital. We know one, a woman, was very close to being shot.
One individual was
Customers were asking for water cups, then filling them with soda. Police say 2 people sustained minor injuries, drove themselves to the hospital. We know one, a woman, was very close to being shot.
One individual was grazed during that altercation.
24 hours later, the sun.
And that's why that happened to them, because, you see, let's continue to read. You see why that? You see, because that happened to them because they walk in great pride. Let's read it again. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they walk in great pride." So those victims that were, harmed or shot, that drove themselves to the hospital, and that one woman that was grazed by the bullet, you see, that's because that happened to them because they walk in great pride. You see, that's why situations like that happen to people, because iniquity is abounding. You see, which goes into what people's pride. Their pride is too high. You see, people are very prideful, especially the so-called black woman. She's very haughty and walk with stretched forth necks. They look down on the so-called black man, you see, which these Babylonian women, they a lot of them are wicked. They're full of pride. But the black woman, her pride is off the charts. So I'm not surprised that the Lord would allow misery to happen to them, or the people in general, because of their pride. And you shouldn't be surprised out there. Those that believe in the Lord, you shouldn't be surprised when miseries happen to people like that, because of their iniquity and because of their pride. That's why the Lord afflicts people like that, you see. And that guy who I guess shot both of those women, or that guy that pulled that gun out and assaulted those women, you see what happened to him? Now he's going to be charged. He was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, you see, which the scriptures say, "Thou shalt not, kill," which goes back to "Thou shalt not murder." And he was attempting to, do them harm, which is the lady, which the news report said a bullet had grazed one of the women. So he basically could have unalived one of those women, you see. So that's just what another man who's walking in what? Great pride. Another man committing iniquity, and you can look at him and tell, you can see he doesn't know the Lord. Look at this guy. Come on. He's not seeking the Lord. So many great miseries are going to continue to happen to these people that are of the world, because they walk in great pride. So I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah Kwadash, Shalom.